Page 4, the Globe Trotter. This is a nice little fun finger staccato thingy because there's staccatos everywhere, and we're going to use what's known as a finger staccato technique. However, the way I approach a new piece of music is I do the articulation later. So at first, I want to get the notes and the rhythms down and the fingering down, and I'm going to connect everything. Connecting everything helps me make sure I have a fingering that works pretty well. It's a solid fingering. Because I can get away with doing certain fingerings with a staccato that I can't do if I connect the notes. So I want to connect the notes first and force me to get a fingering that works. So it's 4/4 time, G major, or 1 sharp, F sharps. Make sure you can do the scale for G major and the scale for E minor, because it also has 1 sharp. And when you get to this level, you ought to be doing 2 octaves up and down. And it wouldn't hurt you to go ahead and do the arpeggios also. This G major and the E minor arpeggio. At least 1 octave. If you haven't been doing them and you're not familiar with them, do the 1 octave. It's fine for now. You can do the 2 octaves once you get comfortable with the arpeggio. The tremolo exercise and the trill exercise is going to help you the most. So please don't skip those. Those are important. Right hand first, I got some fingering suggestions. At first, you're coming on beat 4. Just little finger comes up. Stay here. Line is 4 and a 1. It's all right. We use repeated notes to change hand positions. That's fine. However, on the next measure, I don't want to do a 1-2-1-2. So I'm going to do a 1-3 here. Then a 1. Then a 1 back. I'm back where I was, and it's a 2. And then they have you doing a 4 here because they want you to do. And I'm telling you, I would prefer you do a here, and then a 2, and then in the third line, second measure, their fingering is fine. This is very common. You get this kind of pattern a lot in the pieces, and that's a good fingering for it. If you did that, stay here, then your thumb's up here. It's a little awkward in some cases, so that fingering, you stay up here, you're not up here. Then going on, they want you to a 1-2-1. Well, I ended on 3, so I could just stay with 3 and go 3-4-1. I just don't want to do a lot of 1-2-1s if I don't have to. That may be part of the etude, but we have to do that a little later on, so I'm going to avoid it now. So I can do a 4, or you could do a 2-3-1. It's your choice. Pick a fingering and get what? 3, I'll just stay there. And then for the last line, they want you to do 1-2-1. That's dangerous. I don't recommend it. I'm going to go 4 and stay here. Here. You need to be able to do this move anyway, and you don't need to be moving all over. Just relax the thumb, it'll come. So again, now you have to do the 1-2-1. Then you do it again. I'm going to do it as first measure, top of page 5. I'm going to the last beat. I'm going to do a 2-3. Just so I don't have to do a 1-2-1. You do it again. Then in the next line, in the middle of the line, you get the double bars for the section break, and you're back into same as section A again. It's okay, and you get the F sharp back. Think you can get the rest of it. Left hand's the broken chords. Try and connect them if you can. And second line, here and here. Now if you have really little hands like this doesn't work. They put in a note, play both keys with the thumb. Well, you can, you don't have to. If you have large hands, you can get away with that. Otherwise, do it here. And if you're going to play both keys, with the thumb, because you see the fingering on the first one, it's the 1 and the 1, and there's a square bracket there. That's telling you play both notes with the thumb. Well, if you're going to do that, I suggest you use second finger on the A. You're here. So second finger. Then scratch up 5. So we'll put the hands together, it's slow. Here. And now understand that when you put the hands together, you're going to hesitate all over. That's okay. These are together. That's fine. We need to hear the rest in the left hand now. At the end of page 5, the last line, or the pickup to the last line, you're up here, and you get treble clef in the left hand. Now, to help you get these octave jumps in the left and the right hand, you're going to come down here. I suggest in the last line, second measure, for the eighth notes, use thumb on the first one, because your thumb's closer. Just come in, and then you can scrunch up 5. So you're changing hand positions. It just makes it a little easier. Your third, actually, and then you're down. Now once you have your notes and fingerings worked out and you're fine with them, and you get rid of the hesitations, you go slow, then we can think about these staccatos. We're using finger staccato, that's what they're saying to do, and a finger staccato is when you're plucking the keys with the fingers. You're not going up and down trying to do it. The thumb has to go up and down because it's sideways, but the others pluck it, and they're short. I'm just plucking it here. The left hand, I would separate it, but it doesn't have to be short. You get the idea? I'm going a little fast. Take it slow and easy. You're not used to this finger, because a lot of times we use the wrist, but when you go real quick, the wrist doesn't work, and you got to use the finger. Go slow and just gradually speed it up over time. So you get accustomed to this finger. Then when you feel you're ready, we can think about the dynamics. That's the right hand now. Keep the left hand in the background. Whatever mezzo forte, whatever moderately loud is to you, sort of. Not loud, just sort of loud. And at the end of the second line, you're going to go up to loud. Then you sort of soft now. It's softer than you were at the beginning. So forth, and then when you get over to the section A again on the next page, second line, we're at the beginning, back up to moderately loud. And the fourth line down, last measure, the beats, these are loud, and these are connected now. Lift up. And they say the Globe Trotter trots out of sight. That is, there's a dim there. Diminuendo, that's all they need. Just gradually get softer. You go all the way down to very soft, pianissimo at the end. So you're starting loud for the pickups to the last line. You're still loud here. Now come down to sort of a moderately loud, moderately soft. Soft, soft, very soft. And at the end, the last two, there's no melody here, so it's both hands together. And the last note is not staccato. Did you see that? I didn't see it at first, but it's not staccato. And then, of course, we think about this speed. Well, let's talk about it. Allegretto con moto. Gotta love it. Well, as you know, allegretto is between moderato and allegro. I call allegretto the fun speed. When I see anything with allegretto, I think fun. Con moto, I don't know about that. With motion. The eighth notes, the music are providing the motion. So I don't think you got to worry too much about motion. It's just play it so it trots along pretty good. It's not allegro. A lot of times you'll say allegro con moto. That's quickly. Some people say allegro is happy. This isn't that fast. It's just... We want to be able to focus on our finger staccato here. That's what we're after. Please don't copy me. You make it yours. You do your own thing. That's just one way I would play it. If I played it 100 times, I'd play it 100 different ways probably, because I play it by feel and however I feel it. There's times when you can actually connect the left hand. Like over on page 5, second line, the half notes. Or on the 4th line down on page 5. These. I tend to want to connect these. I'll turn them into half notes. Try that out. It's all interpretation. When you learn it, you play them as written, as quarter notes. But when you start interpreting it, you may finger pedal those a little bit. To bring them out a little better, you try things like that and see what happens.